Welcome to the Global Summary, and let's start with the global economy news. The paper Japan Times informed that the Russia and Ukraine's war had embraced the relatively rapid diversification on its energy systems to end with the dependency on Russian fossil fuels. That process would be lead to be higher energy costs in the long run.
On another hand, Venezuela announced economic growth of 18 points of GDP for 2022. The Central Bank of Venezuela announced that the gross domestic product in 2022 will register a growth of 18.70% and added that this is the largest in Latin America for 4 consecutive semesters. President Nicolas Maduro affirmed that it is the product of the form of national work, union, and articulation. Experts comment that a lot of work will have to be done so that the national product apparatus resume its old physiognomy after the current economic collapse in Venezuela since 2014. Now I'll leave you with the political section, Mary.
In Mexico, it happens the week before AMLO has headed a great demonstration in Mexico City, and thousands of people from all the states of the country has come to Mexico to give their support to the leftist order. And what was the reason? Well, was an answer to the massive march 2 weeks ago had led the opposition in rejection of the government's electoral reform. And of course, took the space to finish with his fourth government report. And although it was said that there were only carried people, his Democracy Party worked.
Talking about politics, we have the inform from The Guardian about the history of Brian, a prisoner of Switzerland. The prisoner suggested that given Swiss authorities had painted him as a dangerous and unrepentable thug, Keller was Switzerland's most notorious prisoner because his criminal justice case was cleaving the nation along racial and political lines. Keller is a monster beyond rehabilitation only for being Afro-descendant.
In the USA, President Macron emphasized with breaking the unity of the West in front of China if he did not get a better treatment for his technology in the field of renewable energies in the United States, because of a series of laws in which he did not agree. The US President reaffirmed that the USA have not apologized to him because he did not consider that he was doing anything wrong. Now let's go to the social section. We go with you, Sharon.
Talking about social, we have the news from Japan Times about the Twitter application. The new owner of Twitter application paid special attention on the fact that Japan is one of the largest countries in the world, and the reporter explained us that the Japanese had used this application at the beginning of his creation and resulted at a special tool uh, even for the use of the train and the delay.
Continuing with this section, in Greece, Greek Roma boy shot by police proves outrage. BBC reporters inform us that a teenager is fighting for his life in a Greek hospital after a policeman shot him in the head as he fled a petrol station, allegedly without paying. The father of the injured boy alleged Greek media. And what if he didn't pay? Did they have to kill him? And added that the boy had made a mistake and the police should have arrested him at home. Local reports mention Roma protesters burned tires and rubbish bins in the west of the city. Now let's go with you, Sebastian, to the environment section.
Start with China. A recent study confirms that the world's carbon emissions this year remain at the record levels, with no signs of abating. The United Nations COP27 climate change conference in Egypt showed a report projecting total global CO2 emissions of 40.6 billion metric tons for the year. The report confirmed that China had a higher rate of decarbonization levels it has previously seen in the 90s.
In Latin America, in Brazil, the National Institute for Space Research had informed a few days ago the forest had lost millions of kilometers between August 2021 and July 2022. And although this represents a drop of 11%, specialists warned that the falling rate was very high because during the term of President Bolsonaro, deforestation had been 60% higher than the previous 4 years. For this reason, the already winner of the elections, Lula, had promised a profound change in Brazilian environmental policy, and although it has been shown as a partner in the fight against climate change, it will be necessary to see what actions he takes in 2023.
To close with this section, in the Ukraine war, learning to survive in addition a town with no head. The authorities declared 5 days ago a state of emergency in addition Ukraine. The population affirmed that their only source of heating is a private plant which has come under repeated Russian attack. As temperatures fell below freezing, residents started using electrical heaters, but they proved useless because of intermittent blackouts. The Haitian authorities say that will soon change now that heating is coming back, although many residents are yet to feel it. After more than a week of living in the freezer, people pray that Russian missiles will not strike again.
Now, starting with the health section. In Japan, we were informed that thousands of Filipino nurses were striving to pass Japan's national exam nursing certification. With certification came a long-term stable visa and a higher salary. Chiba University professor who investigated the migrant care workers, Reiko Hawa, shared with our news that once they obtained the certificate, they could renew their visa as much as they wanted. The government announced in response to COVID-19 that it has implemented a special rule to allow technical trainees could change their visa status and, as a result, could change employment in other industries.
And right here in Ukraine, the Ukrainian Ministry of Health reported the country had received 20 medical robots for remote examination of patients. This from the Spanish NGO Help Ukraine, and is part of the international aid that the country is receiving in the middle of the war, thus helping many Ukrainians who were in the most remote corners and had not access to medical care. And well, that's all for today. This is World Summary, and see you in the next broadcast. Have a good day.